Okay, I just want to do a quick video for when you first turn on your One World Premium Pro box. Now, and how to set up your box. Super easy. Presents you with two launchers. You want to choose the One World launcher and then click Always. Now, if for some reason your machine has the old launcher on it, that's fine. There's another video shows you how to easily update it. You just go to oneworlddigitalsolutions.tv and download the very first link there at the top. It's 2017 September launcher, I believe. So first we want to go into Settings and Advanced. Now with your Premium Pro box on the new launcher, there'll be a little picture of your Premium Pro here in the bottom right hand corner. That's a shortcut to the Premium Pro settings for the Premium Pro and the Premium with the external SATA. Now you just simply go to Settings, to Advanced, and to Wi-Fi, and you have 5G or normal. I usually recommend 5G. It doesn't go as far, but it's a lot wider band and you get better speeds on it. Now I always go and do both. That way I have both there in the memory and it makes them much easier. That way you can go back and forth. Sometimes you may find that the 5G runs better, other times you may not. So that's the best way to have it, is where you have both of them connected, and then you can run your speed tests and kind of see which ones work better for you. Now what I suggest doing too now is just going into the apps area and uninstalling the stuff that you don't need. Like I uninstall the old Net TV, Live Net TV, because we have a newer version. I also uninstall this newest Movies HD because it's crap, doesn't work really. I uninstall Skype, but you don't have to if you think you'll use it. Some boxes have Facebook on them too. I uninstall it. And now what I've been doing, because we're running Kodi 17.6 on the box, and that's linked to our wizard, you can do one of two things. You can either go to the wizard and just install build, but because 17.4 is what our One World Media fork is, and that just means it's a version of Kodi, it's our own version, I'm going to uninstall that one because it's run on 17.4. Now 17.6 is the one that we run now. Of course you'll want to go to your date and time and change it if you're in New Zealand to, you know, way down at the bottom +10. Me, I'm right now in Saskatoon, so that's my time zone there. And if you have one of the S912 boxes, if you go into developer options, you want to click on Stay Awake. That will make it so that your box stays on all the time, doesn't go into like a sleep mode or shut down type of thing. Now we have the different sections. This, like I said, is the old launcher. So what I'm going to do here is just simply go to Android apps and go to Chrome, and I'll hit accept and continue, and no thanks right now. I don't have to sign in, but you'll want to sign in to your Google Play, so you can use your Google Play Store and install stuff, update your YouTube, etc., so that it'll work. But because this has the older launcher on it, some come with the new, and if it does come with the old, or if you happen to mess up or whatever, it's simple. Just go here, click and download this top file, which is the newest launcher. Hit OK. Now it's done. I can click open, or I can go back to the main area in apps, and we have our media browser or a file browser. Some boxes have a file browser on it. The media, all files, internal storage, and in downloads is that launcher. We'll click it, we'll install it, and now when we exit, it loaded, and now we have the new one, which as you can see is a bit different. It's got Chrome, it's got a nicer looking speed test. The file browser here has changed. Our app section has Aptoide on it, which Aptoide is like a Play Store, but you don't need to sign in, and it also has tons of apps on it that Play Store wouldn't have, such as, you know, Showbox, etc. So any of these blue arrows that you see on the bottom corner, that just means that it's not installed on the machine. Technically, these boxes do not have these apps on the machine. You are the customer and you install the ones that you want or the ones that you don't. So retro, music, etc. These are not on the box yet, the majority of them. As you notice, One World Media Center, Kodi, same, it's not on the box yet. So what you want to do is go to our Wizard app. If you didn't uninstall One World Media, which is fine, you just would simply click install build. But because we did, because we want to run the most updated version, or if you want to update your Kodi, just go in and uninstall Kodi and then use your Wizard app, click install. If it asks old or new, choose new. You want it to make sure that you have the most recent version of Kodi. Give it a few minutes or a few seconds depending upon your connection speed. And once it downloads, you will simply just install Kodi. Kodi is just an open source media center. There'll be no add-ons on it. There's really nothing in it. It's just a media center. Now, once this installs, you click install, and it has now, our source file is the latest version of Kodi right now. It used to be One World Media, but now that there's a newer version, we've made it to the latest Kodi. Now we just want to click done. Very important that we do that and click done. If for some reason we click open, I'm just going to do that to show you guys. This is what Kodi is here. This is a blank Kodi. So there's no build on it. There's no add-ons. This is just what a blank Kodi looks like. Now if you do that by accident, that's fine. It's just very important that you go up here to the power button, hit enter or OK, and hit exit so that you've exited out, so that it's not running in the background. Some people just hit their home button. That'll bring you out here to the home area, but the Kodi's still running in the background. So very important that we shut it down or just click done, and then we want to install our build. Now this is what makes that blank Kodi our One World version with our backgrounds, etc. So it will download and install. It might take a few minutes depending upon your connection, and once that's finished, now the main program, Kodi, and our One World build is on your box. That's your main program. That's the one that we update, and it does change here and there as old add-ons stop working. We remove them as new add-ons come out. We add them. We do currently have two different builds. This main Wizard app is linked to the build that Thomas made. The latest version was about a week ago, and it is completely different looking and uses a different skin than our previous build, which is the one that I made. Now you can still run that build if you choose. I've done a video on how to do this. Super simple to do. Even in Thomas's build, there's a shortcut right under programs to One World Wizard. You run that, and you know, when it's finished, very important, you unplug the box for 5-10 seconds, plug it back in. Now, you can run the old build. If you've updated, you don't like the new build for some reason, you can go back to the older one. Or if you're running an older box, our original box, that the newer Kodi will not work on, you run an FTMC, or you followed the video that I made showing you how to download and install the latest MyGica version of Kodi 17 on your old box, and run the older build on that. Now, if you like the older build better, then you can run it too if you so choose on the newer machines. Now, it does take a little getting used to. The new build is different than the one that I have. And, you know, I'm a little biased. I did for a while continue to use my build because I found it easier to use. But now that I've started using the new one that Thomas made, I actually like it quite a bit better. But you do have the choice. You don't have to update. That just means that some of the add-ons that don't work anymore won't work anymore. or some of the new awesome add-ons that work great now are not on your on your build. So I have been updating my version as well. It's a couple weeks now since I updated it, but the majority of it would work. So you do have those two options. You never have to upgrade. Now, anywhere else you get a box, what comes on your box and your Kodi, that's it. I mean, there's no wizard app, there's no add-ons stop working. You either A, need to learn how to load and do the stuff yourself, or B, you have to bring your box to your reseller and pay them, $20 or sometimes more every few months to keep your box updated. Now, we don't do that. Even our launcher, which I showed, updated user interface, I mean, that was not cheap, but we don't charge for that. I mean, all your updates are always free. As we update our build, it's free. So you're constantly having an updated and upgraded machine for free. So, I mean, you won't find that anywhere else. You also won't find the custom software like our wizard here, our user interface that allows you to have tons and tons of extra apps for movies, for TVs, etc., that you click and install. Most companies don't have that. So this should load on here in a second. But reason I'm doing this video, a few reasons, is number one, to show people how easy it is to load their box when it comes in the mail and they've ordered it online. And number two, just I've seen there was a post that somebody wanted to sell their box. They are, not happy, I guess, with the new build, or don't know how to use the new build, got used to using the old one, and they want to sell it. Now, normally the customer support group isn't for selling machines. I don't even, promote selling machines in the customer support group. The resellers don't, but it's something that I'm not going to encourage people to continuously do. But if somebody wants to sell their box, I mean, that's their choice. So, but I think that, they obviously haven't watched the videos, because I've done numerous lately showing you how to go to the old build, how to install the MyGica version, how to do this, how to do that. I mean, lots and lots of videos that we make and lots of information that we give, but people choose not to watch them. Then, it's really not our fault, and it's not the box's fault. Now, there was a comment in that post that said, we can't get anything to work on the box. And that I also want to touch on this video, because that is just plainly untrue. So now we've installed the build, and now our Kodi, as you saw it a few minutes ago, blank, is now no longer blank. It's the One World version that Thomas made. There's our logo, different sections. Underneath, Neptune movies, Covenant movies, Asylum, Terrarium, Community Playlist, etc. These are all shortcuts to the movie sections of different add-ons. This is all shortcuts to the TV section of different add-ons. Down underneath, this is shortcuts to different sports, shortcuts to different kids sections. The One World favorite, all-in-ones, which is those add-ons. In programs, like I said, if you want to run the old build, if you don't, like this new build, you can go to the One World Wizard. There's a shortcut to it right there on programs. It's also in your program add-ons. So if you were to hit OK on programs, it would be in the list. And it's also in the video add-ons list. Now, when you first set up your machine and you first load on Kodi, as you can see, it's updating the add-ons right now, because like I said, this add-on or this build is a week or so old. So all the updates that have happened, it's now doing them. So give it, some time and let it update and load up the channel list or what have you. That happens when you first do it. And then if you've had your box off for a few days and you turn it on, chances are it's going to do the same thing. So that's what's happening right now. It may even crash. Sometimes that'll happen because it's loading up and updating all the new add-ons. And I'm bad for this. I'll just start doing, my thing and going through, and instead of just sitting and waiting for it to do its thing. So but it hasn't done that. As you can see in the bottom corner, it's updating the add-ons. This is all the video add-ons that are on the box. So those shortcuts are shortcuts to sections of these add-ons or these add-ons. So when somebody says that they can't get anything to work on the box, I mean, that's just not true. Maybe the program that they've been using, the add-on that they've been using, may not work anymore or as good as it did. Covenant is a prime example of this, which is, you know, we've done videos on, I've posted news articles about it, but there's a bunch that do. Asylum, for instance, is one that's pretty much just like Covenant. Neptune Rising here is another one. You know, all these add-ons are different ways of getting at movies, live TV, you know, etc. So, I mean, there's so much content on here that for you to say that you can't find anything on the box, I mean, it's just crazy. So even in Kodi alone, there's tons and tons and tons of content. Now, you can run the One World Wizard here if you like and install the previous build. You would go into it, run it. Once it's finished, very important that you unplug the machine for 5 or 10 seconds and then plug it back in. So that's how you would install the old build if you liked it better. As you just noticed there, we have it set up so that the box, when you start Kodi, installs your cache, deletes your cache and your packages. So you don't have to do that manually anymore. I run that wizard and it'll do the old one. So, but as far as not anything working, I mean, that's just not the case. We have movies, TV shows, live TV. You can even hit OK on movies and it's going to bring you to all the different add-ons. And you'll get to know which ones, you know, work the best for you and which ones don't. So we'll go to the first one here, Neptune movies. And it may take a minute when it's first loaded, it's first time. But while it's doing that, okay, now I'll finish this up. So I'll go to genre, it's top of the list. Now mind you, this is just one add-on. There's lots more, Asylum, Pyramid, Bob Unleashed, tons, as you saw in that area. But we'll go to Action. That's the top. And just randomly go in here. And so maybe the add-on that you have been using for months no longer works. But that doesn't mean that nothing on the box works. I mean, that's just not the case. There's so many things that on the box that do work. We update it and make sure of that. But in a minute here, I'll show you, even if we didn't have the custom build of Kodi, even if I just took it out completely and it was no longer part of the box, there's still tons of ways of getting at that same content. So we find a movie. What I'm going to do, well, it loads up here, I'm going to hit my home and just show you how you can install and load your box, how easy it is to load at your box and to find content on it when you first get it. Oh, my remote just died. Sorry, the remote just died. I'll get another one. Okay, sorry about that. We're back. Back to, like I said, showing how easy it is to install all the different programs. So let's say, for instance, Kodi was gone tomorrow. There's still tons of additional apps that's super easy for you to install. It's not installed. Would you like to install it? Yes. Hit OK. Give it a couple minutes. It'll come up. You install it. Showbox, Popcorn Time, and Terrarium are like Netflix. So movies and on-demand series, but free. Super easy to use, as I'll show you here in a second. And LiveNet TV, Swift Streams, Mobdro, Cloud TV, those are live TV apps. So I'm going to go to open. I'm going to just say remind later, but you would click update. Click into mouse mode. Now that we have our mouse cursor moving up, as you can see, I've pressed once into mouse mode and once out of mouse mode. Up in the top corner here, you click it, and there's movies. Click movies, and there's shows. So click that. $480 or $720. Let's click 720. We click watch now. Give it a few minutes. And the movie starts. There it is in HD. I mean, super easy. Not hard to do. That's one app of one area, which, like I said, you can click up in the top left corner and go to shows. So any one of those you can click and use. Same goes with this. You know, it says scroll down. So I recommend getting a keyboard remote or a wireless mouse. And it just makes, this is one of the programs you kind of need to use it with, but I'll move it down. You don't have to. I got out of mouse mode, moved it down. Now I'm in mouse mode again. Click the episode. I want to watch it in HD, so I'll click 720, say. Click watch now. That video says it's unavailable. There we go. 720. Click watch now. Give it a second. It starts to show. So that's just Showbox. So outside of Kodi, if you don't like the new build or whatever, then this is another program that you can use. Super easy to use. Same with Terrarium, another one. But let's go for live TV, because Showbox and Terrarium both are awesome, but they don't have live TV. So let's click Swift Streams. Do you want to download? Yes. Okay. Give it a minute. Let it download. They also have Mobdro and LiveNet TV. Now these are free. We also do have our own IPTV service now that gives you 600 channels from the UK, USA, and Canada, and all sports in HD, all in one spot. So if you want that, that's super easy to use. With the live TV, it's scattered. Different apps like this one, Mobdro, etc. inside Kodi. You know, there's tons and tons of live TV, but it's scattered different places. So there's Australia. Go into there. Hit enter. There we go. Channel 7. There you go. Go back. Say you want sports. Go to sports. Different skies, WWE Network, tons and tons of different sports channels. Sportsnets, TSNs for Canadians. These are Canadian sport channels. Boom. Let's try the Sky one. This is SD versions, but let's look up at the top. These are probably better versions. These are what your New Zealand sports will play on. Your British stuff will air, the rugby and the cricket, etc. So there you go. That's another one. So these are, I just used 2 apps. Then we have Terrarium. Click, install it. Give it a few minutes. We have LiveNet TV as well. Install Terrarium. Now this video is going to be long, and I mean, people don't take the time to watch. I've done a whole bunch of other ones that are all shorter and smaller. Different ones. They're all up on our YouTube, and they're all in the customer support group somewhere. There is a shortcut thing as well. So super easy. Hit open. Now this one's going to want to update. So fine. Click allow. Allow. Oops. I hit deny by accident there. That's okay. Hit cancel. Go into mouse mode here, and I just want to click don't ask again, so I don't have to deal with that again next time. And then hit cancel, hit accept, and same thing, go up into the top left hand corner, and you can change from movies or shows to movies. You can even add favorites, etc. Super easy to use. Now we also have Aptoid here, and I'll show you another little thing. There's tons and tons of apps that you can easily download from an Aptoid too. Like FreeFlix HQ there. I mean, I did a post on it not long ago saying, do you want to update? Just, yeah, sure. Terrarium's in there, YouTube for Android TVs. So if you don't have a keyboard remote or a wireless mouse, and you find the YouTube that's in the launcher is a little hard to use, you can install the one here in Aptoid TV for Android TV. It doesn't need a mouse then, or mouse mode. But you can go and install other stuff, like this app for instance. Go in, click it, install it, and now it'll be in your apps area. And that's another program you can use for movies or shows. So, I mean, to say that you can't find anything on the box, you're just not looking, you're not trying, you're not watching the videos, you're not reading the information that we give, you're just not trying. And that's fine, I mean, that's your choice, but don't blame the box, don't blame us. I mean, you literally have every movie ever made at your fingertips, plus just about every show and live TV from all over the world. Which, I mean, here in North America is huge. I mean, up until, what, I think 2000 in New Zealand, you guys had 3 channels. So, I mean, to have access to all this content, I'm going to go to updates, and notice here, these are all the different updates or apps that are on the box. I can click and update all and give it a few minutes, and you'll see they're all downloading right now and updating. So instead of each one that I go to try to use, it wants to update it, you know, fine, that way's fine too, but that's a little secret way that you can click and install updates of all the different add-ons or apps that are on your box. So I'm going to exit out of this just to show you, you know, for time. And go back to home, back to our build of Kodi, and here's our, you know, our different links. And we can hit the top one, and if that doesn't work, then you just go to the next one. I mean, there's hundreds there. Oh, I thought maybe it wasn't going to work, but I would just go to the second one, but it says working here. That's the first add-on we tried at the top of the section. As you can see, it's still updating those apps in the background through Mobdro, which is why it could be taking a little bit longer for it to connect. And if the first one doesn't work, that just happened there, that's fine. We'll go to the second. The second one doesn't work, we go to the third. I mean, there's 30 of them there. And that's just one add-on. That's just Neptune Rising. We're not, I mean, getting into all the other add-ons that are in Kodi in your add-ons area. Plus, Thomas has it now on the new build in shows or in movies that a thing will come up on the top showing the most popular movies or most popular shows at that time. and you can push up and go to any one of those, and they work too. So give this a second and let it load up. But hopefully this helps, shows you guys how easy it is to install the apps that you need to from the launcher, how easy it is to, use some of the other programs like Showbox and Swift Streams, etc. Super easy to use. You don't have to use Kodi even anymore. But I mean, everything outside of Kodi is all here in Kodi as well. And just because one of the add-ons that you're used to using no longer works, doesn't mean that there's not tons more that do. It's just a matter of getting to know and using the stuff that is on there. So this video has been a little bit long, but I've tried to touch on a bunch of different topics. Hopefully it's helpful to people. Hopefully they'll understand that there is a ton of different ways. I mean, it's a piece of technology. A lot of people are scared to use it, but I mean, you can't break it. There's nothing you can do. We have it set up so that our software, I mean, even if you factory reset the box and wipe all the custom One World Digital Solutions software off the box, super easy for you to get it back again. I mean, super easy. Which we're more than willing and happy to help you with doing that. And sometimes you can hit the same source again, and it will connect the second time. So I had different things going on in the background, so sometimes that will affect it not connecting the first time. But just a matter of getting used to the box, getting used to the different add-ons. And if the first, source on the top of the list or something doesn't work, try hitting it again. And there we go. So the first time it didn't go, but now the second time it did. 720, but let's say for a minute that it didn't. Let's say that it didn't connect and it didn't work in Neptune Rising, which is fine. Let's then